The Lord is good, and His mercy endures forever. You are listening to Take 5 with Alex. I noticed that in the Bible, especially in the book of Judges, where they tell of all the judges that ruled Israel, there's a lot to be said about the judges who did evil in the sight of the Lord. But most of those who were good and God-fearing hardly get a mention. Take, for instance, Tola. Who? You see exactly my point. Who knows who Tola was? No children's Bible I've ever seen mentions him. I've never heard a sermon expounding his great works. There are 2 verses dedicated to him. 1 Chronicles 10 verse 1 to 2. After Abimelech, there arose to save Israel Tola, the son of Puah, the son of Dodo, a man of Issachar. And he dwelt in Shamir in the mountains of Ephraim. He judged Israel 23 years, and he died and was buried in Shamir. That's it. That's all that could be said about 23 years of good work. Every single thing we do is splashed all over social media, and we expect at least 350 likes and 25 comments. And that's when we post a picture of a pancake breakfast we had. What do you expect when you do something good? In Matthew 6 verse 1, Jesus says, "Take heed that you do not do your charitable deeds before men, to be seen by them. Otherwise you have no reward from your Father in heaven." Wow, that feels a bit harsh when you look at today's manner of doing things. Everyone is seeking attention in some way or another. Of course, social media is a huge stumbling block. It's so easy and so tempting to advertise to the world, literally to the world, that you took part in an outreach or gave your dinner to a beggar. Is that what God expects? I don't think so. 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 11 says that you also aspire to lead a quiet life, to mind your own business, and to work with your own hands as we commanded you. 2 Thessalonians 3 verse 11. For we hear that there are some who walk among you in a disorderly manner, not working at all, but are busybodies. Putting your whole life out there on Facebook is hardly minding your own business or encouraging others to mind theirs. Ephesians 6 verse 7 to 8 says, "With good will, doing service as to the Lord and not to men, knowing that whatever good anyone does, he will receive the same from the Lord, whether he is a slave or free." So what do you do with your good deeds, your wholesomeness, your goodness? Colossians 3 verse 23 to 24. "And whatever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord, and not to men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Lord Christ." Do what you do as if you're doing it for and to Jesus. Tola did what he knew was right in God's eyes, and he did it for 23 years. The 2 verses he gets in Judges didn't get him any likes or shares or accolades. But one day in heaven, you'll be able to meet him, and you'll be able to ask him what it was like to live a peaceable life and save Israel without getting any thanks from man. We should strive to be more like Tola and do the right thing without expecting anything in return. I know that I would much rather get a reward from God than get a reward from man. The reward God gives us is everlasting. We might have to wait longer for it, but it will be so much more worth it.